Okay, for the next set of notes, we're going to be looking at fertilization. So let's go ahead and take a look at the iPad here. So fertilization occurs initially, well, I guess step one is we have to have the sperm actually reach the egg. And so the sperm are going to travel up the fallopian tube. So some people mistakenly think that fertilization occurs in the uterus, but it doesn't. It actually occurs in the fallopian tube. And then kind of a little factoid here, up to 200 million sperm released with each ejaculation. Okay, here's another kind of little factoid, only 200, around 200 sperm reach the egg. Okay, the sperm have to undergo something called capacitation. Which is a process that weakens its head membrane. And the reason we want it to weaken the head membrane is because the head is what contains the DNA. And so we need to weaken that membrane so that the DNA, the nucleus essentially of the sperm cell, can travel inside the egg. Okay, and so this tip of the sperm, tip of its head, has a lysosome which is called an acrosome. So this lysosome, which is an organelle, if you remember from biology, that breaks things down, this lysosome, or acrosome, I mean, contains enzymes, exactly what a lysosome does, to penetrate the egg. Okay, the sperm attaches to the, or it's not, it doesn't attach, I'm sorry. The sperm is attracted to the corona radiata of the egg. And lastly, for step one, sperm breaks through, oh my gosh, I can't spell, I don't know why I wrote that. Breaks through the corona radiata cells to reach the zona pellucida, which I'm going to spell a couple, or I'm going to write out a couple of times. I'm going to abbreviate the ZP. Okay. All right. So that's the first sort of step that happens. So the second thing that happens is actual contact with the zona pellucida, or the ZP, triggers the acrosome reaction. This causes the breakdown, oh my goodness, breakdown of the glycoprotein membrane of the ZP and exposes the cell membrane of the egg or the plasma membrane. I've heard it referred, I mean, you can use cell or plasma membrane, they're interchangeable. And so one important thing that we have to worry about is you're probably wondering, okay, these bunches of sperm are trying to get in. How do we keep just all the sperm out except for one? Okay. So what do we do to, question, what do we do to prevent this? When you get more than one sperm into the egg, it's called polyspermy. How do we prevent that? Okay. Well, the first thing that we do to prevent that is the sperm, when the sperm binds, it creates an electrical charge to prevent any more binding. So any sperm that's not bound at that point cannot bind. So that keeps a lot of the sperm out there. But then a second thing has to happen, and this all happens like immediately. Okay, so the second thing that happens is the egg releases a liquidy secretion that pushes out the other sperm. Okay, so we get that charge, no more sperm can bind, and then any sperm that have bound, but they're not into that zona pellucida yet, are pushed out. Okay. All right, so third thing now, a single sperm succeeds. I feel like I spelled that wrong. I feel like that's only one C. Succeeds in burrowing with into the ovum. And so after this, the sperm releases its nucleus, which contains all the chromosomes, into the egg's cytoplasm. Okay, so let's label some of the parts here that we need to know. This tip of that sperm is called that's where the acrosome is. Okay, this is the sperm's nucleus. This green part here that contains the DNA. This is the egg's corona radiata. That's what attracts the sperm. Underneath that is the zona pellucida. Right here, these little red dots are sperm receptors. These are the binding sites. Underneath that is the plasma membrane of the egg. And above that is the ovum, or within that, I should say, the ovum cytoplasm. Okay, so that's what you need to know about fertilization. If you have any questions, make sure that you're reaching out to me, guys.